What up, folks? It's your pal, Coach Vino, and this is the Glass Half Full podcast where we turn setbacks into comebacks. Let's go.
Yo, everybody goes through setbacks, but don't let these setbacks make you take a step back. Step back from the situation, put your brush down, envision the picture you're painting, because everybody goes through setbacks.
All right, folks, welcome back to the podcast. I am Coach Vino, the people's bartender, your certified coach from the Boogie Down Bronx. I hope everybody has been well since we last hung out. I'm doing great. It is another beautiful day here in New York, and I'm really looking forward to this summer weather and getting out to the beach and spending some time with the fam and just doing what you do in the summer. I'm a total beach bum. I love being out on the beach. I'm a big fan of reggae music and salsa music. A big fan of Jimmy Buffett. You name it. If it has to do with the summer and it has to do with the beach, I am all up in it. Anyway, I hope it is warm wherever you are, and if it's cold, I hope you're keeping warm. But today, let's get down to business, all right, folks? Today, I want to talk about confidence. One of the things about being a coach is that a lot of times your clients or even your friends and family come up to you and they say, look, I got this thing I want to do, this goal that I want to accomplish. And when you ask them why they haven't been able to accomplish it, they tend to look outwards for the reasons. They blame their circumstances, they blame other people, or they blame the timing, or whatever the case might be. But they tend to neglect the fact that a lot of the times, it's really just a lack of confidence. And a big reason why there's a lack of self-awareness when it comes to confidence and the way a lack of confidence, plays into your ability to really move forward in this journey of yours is because it comes in so many shapes and sizes. So we don't look at confidence as one thing. It's really a multitude of things. And so it's important to remember that these different things that are a sign of lack of confidence are what we need to address first before we can step on the gas. Because otherwise, all you're really doing is you're holding the gas and the brake at the same exact time. And as I like to say, you're just going to get nowhere really, really fast. Now, this lack of confidence in whatever it is that whatever category it falls under, can often stem from some sort of conditioning or some sort of trauma in your life. If you're someone that has suffered a big setback in your life, something that was really traumatic, trying to get back on your feet, it's really hard to not let some of the things that have happened to you creep into your mind as you move forward, and you think that maybe you're not good enough to do this, or because this happened and this is not going to happen. There's a lot of kind of things that go through your mind when you've had a major setback in life. Now, if you're someone that hasn't had a major setback in life, but you're still looking to, move forward in life and set some new goals and accomplish new things, that still can creep into your head because you feel like an imposter, because it's new to you, because you've never been down this road before, and you could really feel the sense where you don't have confidence. So what I want to do today is help you to realize or to create some level of awareness as to when you may be lacking confidence. What are signs that you might be lacking confidence? And one of the first ways is you avoid challenges. You tend to avoid taking on new challenges or taking on new opportunities because you fear failure, or you believe that you're not capable of even succeeding. And that happens a lot. This is why some people won't take on a new job, even though they want to get out of their new one. This might be why someone doesn't want to be a parent, because maybe they've had some trauma in their lives and they want to be a parent, but they don't think they could be a parent. This is where avoiding challenges comes into play, and it can often stop you from doing the things you want and achieving the goals that you want in life. Another sign that you might lack confidence is when you have negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is such a big problem. It's something I talk a lot about. When you engage in frequent self-criticism and negative self-talk, and you focus on your perceived flaws and shortcomings, instead of your strengths and abilities, that's a lack of confidence. And that's not going to do you any good as you set forth on this journey to be the best version of yourself, to accomplish these goals that you have in mind. You have to stop the negative self-talk, but you also need to know when you're doing it. And this is why awareness is just so important. Because when these things pop up in your life, when they creep up and show up, you can see them. Even if it takes you a little while, you can see them. And you can address them to the best of your ability. Another thing that really is a huge sign of a lack of confidence, and something that irks me to no end, is this seeking constant approval. We don't need nobody's approval. Guys, just you know your self-worth. When you rely heavily on the approval and validation of others to feel worthy or competent, and you're seeking reassurance and feedback to confirm your value, that's bananas. And I know a lot of people do it. And I understand why. But it's no good, and you need to stop doing it. You are amazing. And if you don't feel amazing, then work towards being amazing. Work towards feeling amazing. Because we all have it. We all have it in us. We're all unique and amazing in our own ways. And you have to tap into what that is about you that's going to make you feel good about who you are. And you don't need anybody else to pat you on the back and say, hey, you're awesome. Another indication that you might lack confidence is your inability to make difficult decisions. See, you struggle to make decisions, you second guess yourself, and you always fear you're making the wrong decision. And this indecisiveness, this stems from a lack of confidence in your judgment or in your abilities. You have to trust in yourself. Trust in the process, trust in your abilities, and trust in your knowledge. And if you don't, do your homework, seek sage advice where needed, and eventually you will make the right decision, or the decision that's right for you. And guess what? If you don't make the right decision, you get back on your feet and you try it all over again. The only thing that's forever is death. Otherwise, as long as you have air in your lungs, you have an opportunity to get back on your feet no matter what decisions you make in life. Another sign that you lack confidence is comparing yourself to others. This one's bananas. But it's, again, a common thing. And I get it. I've been there. This is one of the things that I've suffered from. Like, I've always been so, oddly enough, my confidence in myself is actually what has led me to realize that I lack a level of confidence when it comes to compare myself to others. I want to be successful. I like being successful. But then I see someone else that has this level of success, and I'm like, why am I not that successful? And while I feel good for them because I want to see everybody eat, I want a bigger plate. You know what I'm saying? So it gives me a level of motivation to do better, to do more, but it can hurt a little bit. And the sign that you're comparing yourself to others is that you frequently feel inadequate or inferior when comparing yourself to somebody else. And this comparison mindset, it really reinforces feelings of a low self-esteem, and it really diminishes your confidence. And it's not a healthy place to be. There was probably a time where that person that you're comparing yourself to wasn't where they are in life. And guess what? And even if they've always had it good, they've always been successful, whatever the case might be, that's their journey. You're on your journey. So do what you need to do to get to the place you want to be successful and to be happy and to find fulfillment, because that is the ultimate goal. I don't care what goals you have in mind. You want this job, or you want this car, you want to get married, you want whatever the case might be. The ultimate goal is to have a fulfilling life. And you might be surprised what that actually ends up looking like for you. Don't assume it's being rich or having the greatest body or the best job or the nicest house. Fulfillment will come to you in ways you may never realize. But you have to be open to the possibilities of what that might look like. Another sign that you lack confidence is over-apologizing. You tend to over-apologize for even the smallest mistakes or inconveniences. And you're constantly seeking to avoid conflict or criticism from others because it makes you feel bad. Because you end up apologizing for the stupidest shit. Look, you know when a real mistake happens. All right? You know when you really need to apologize. But to apologize for the sake of protecting yourself and making sure that people like you, that's bullshit. Stand up for yourself, have some confidence in yourself, and stop apologizing for things that are not your fault or out of your control, or ultimately at the end of the day aren't something worth apologizing for. Make your apologies worth it. They lose value when you apologize for everything. Don't over apologize. Now here's one that I think a lot of people can commiserate with, right? And that is procrastination, especially frequent procrastination. You procrastinate on tasks or on projects, and you delay doing them due to the fear of failure or because you have this idea of perfectionism. And this kind of avoiding behavior, it stems from a lack of confidence in your abilities. You don't think that what you are capable of doing is good enough. So you just avoid doing it. That is a sign that you lack confidence. And funny enough, this is one that I've always had, right? And I've gotten much better at it, but it was definitely something that I dealt with for a really long time. And that is the difficulty to accept compliments. I know it seems like a strange one, but it's absolutely a sign that you lack a certain level of confidence in whatever this might be. You know, when you have difficulty accepting compliments or praise from other people, and you deflect or you downplay their positive feedback, that's a lack of confidence. You might think of it as being humble, but when someone's giving you a compliment, you know, you got to be like, yo, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to say, yo, you're right. You know what I'm saying? But you could smile and say thank you and say, I appreciate it. You know, I've worked hard at this or whatever the case might be. That shows that not only do you believe in the things that they're saying, but you also appreciate that you're getting the positive feedback that you feel you might deserve. Now, your inability to accept this feedback, this might be because you struggle to internalize positive feedback because you don't believe you own it or you're worth it. So you have to be able to look at the compliments, look at the positive feedback and say, is this true or not? And if it is, you say thank you. You acknowledge the work that you put in to be successful in whatever it is that you are being praised on. And that's it. This is not like you're seeking approval, as we spoke about before. You're not seeking approval. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite of that. You don't want it because you don't feel you deserve it. But there's a fine line between seeking approval and not wanting approval or not wanting praise. You have to be able to acknowledge when you've done well, and that some people are just going to tell you how great you are for what you've done, and just take it in stride. And if anything, it should motivate you to continue to do great things, but not to the point of arrogance, but to the point of confidence. Now, a physical way that you show you lack confidence is by avoiding eye contact. And you avoid eye contact during conversations or interactions, and it's often, you know, out of fear that you're being judged or feeling insecure by yourself. And this is, funny enough, another thing that I had, another issue I had. I always, for some reason, felt that people were analyzing me when I made eye contact with them. Now I'm a firm eye contact guy. Like, look, I'm looking you right in the eye, I'm looking right through you. But because I want to show, not only am I engaged in the conversation with you, but I'm also confident in who I am, and I don't give a shit what you think about me. As a matter of fact, it's not even something I'm thinking about. But there was a time, and it has a lot to do with my own trauma, because of my childhood, that making eye contact was very difficult for me. But that's no longer the case. But that is a sign that you lack a certain level of confidence. And the last one that I want to talk about is when you settle. When you settle for less, that's a lack of confidence. You settle for less than you deserve in various aspects of your life, whether it's in relationships where you just settle for any person to be with, right? In career opportunities where you take any kind of job or you just let things happen at work that are not fair, or in your own personal goals where you just don't really set high standards for yourself. You just kind of let things be because you don't have the confidence to do more, to be the best version of yourself. This tendency to settle, it stems from a lack of confidence. Confidence in your ability to pursue and achieve the things that you truly desire. So you settle. because it's all you think that you're worth, or you're too afraid, or you fear the ability of trying harder to get what you want out of life. But you deserve more. We all deserve as much as we are willing to take. Life is full of opportunities, and it's just there for the taking. But if you just don't think you deserve it, or you're too afraid to, try, then you're going to have the life you have. So you need to do some real self-reflection and say to yourself, are any of these things that Vino talked about, is this me? Are any of these me? I know I did throughout my life, and I've pointed out a few of them that have plagued me in my life. And I've done a lot of work to make sure that I could to be better, so that I could accomplish more in life without letting these things be a hindrance. Recognizing these signs, they could be the first step toward building confidence and building a level of self-assurance. Working on improving your self-esteem and challenging these negative thought patterns and practicing self-compassion, that's what helps cultivate greater confidence over time. It's not going to happen immediately. But as long as you tell yourself, I want to have more confidence, I want to get over any of these things that might be plaguing me, I want to learn how to combat them, then you're going to get further in life, because confidence is the carrot that leads the horse. You need to have that in order to move forward in life. You don't want to keep stepping on the gas and the brake at the same time. You can be as motivated as you want and inspired as you want by the shit the ideas that you have, and any coach or a therapist, whoever makes you feel like rah. But guess what? If you still lack confidence, all the inspiration in the world is not going to get you anywhere, because you're not going to be able to do the things needed to move forward. All right, folks, I hope you found this podcast helpful. I really hope that you're able to look back in your own life, create a little bit of self-awareness, and say, hey, you know what? I have this one here, or I have that one there. And you work towards trying to overcome these things and be the best, most confident version of yourself. All right, folks, if you or anyone you know would like to work with Coach Vino, please visit my website, coachvinollc.com. And if you'd like to hang out with me on social media, where I share my love for motivation and libations, I can be found almost anywhere, I think everywhere at this point, at coachvinollc.com. So until next time, folks, remember, if nobody else tells you, Coach Vino appreciates you. Cheers.
I find it hard to reveal these thoughts and express what I'm feeling in a hip-hop form, but I was born to succeed, so as long as I breathe, ain't nobody on this earth gonna crush my dreams. Yo, this might be the end of the verse, but this is just the start of a new beginning. Word.